Friday, shower and thunderstorm, the high 74. I'm Steve Williams on AM 560, The Answer.
Get the latest weather, traffic, and news updates online at 560theanswer.com. Now, from the Signature Bank Studios. Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Ramona Bonilla-Anaiel is Chief Union Steward for the Chicago Public Schools. She's a bargaining team member and three-term elected executive board member of SEIU Local 73.
What do you call them? The purple people
beaters. Yeah, the thugs.
Oh. No, not all of them.
Not all of them. I'm saying sort of at
friends.
the leadership level. Culturally, they are. Obviously,
Yeah.
not every member. We're going to talk to Ramona Bonilla-Anaiel. I don't think she's a thug.
No, and I know a lot of members, too, that are Republicans. So
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of members that are like Jerry Morrison, who I don't know if he's still there. Jerry Morrison is a vile, foul-mouthed buffoon, which is why this case is so comical to me. The stuff that he would post on social media, I mean, vile, profane, vile, disgusting, ignorant.
Oof.
Yeah. So, but now they're minders of proper discourse. Yeah. The SEIU is very concerned about the civility of our political discourse. I mean, it's comedy, but Ramona Bonilla-Anaiel is also the elected Republican committee woman for the 31st Ward, which is the Belmont-Cragen neighborhood. She is being whistled before the SEIU High Court for crimes of political civil discourse, and it's for things. And I've got some of her postings that I guess are the basis of this disciplinary action. She's like she reposts stuff with a little commentary. Like, for example, she reposts something from TikTok where the headline was "Boston Mayor Wu, other mayors may face criminal prosecution for sanctuary policies, House Republicans say." And she had the comment, "Beautiful, begin the process and don't forget the Chicago Mayor's office." Okay.
All right. That's
not too controversial.
not inflammatory, no.
She posted, she reposted a video from YouTube, PBS. Schools brace for immigration arrests after Trump administration changes ICE policy. That was the story. And she commented, "Yeah, it's not the children's fault. It's the mom and dad knowing they came here illegally. These teachers are not teaching our students. They are indoctrinating our children." True story. Again, not exactly beyond the bounds of discourse, of civil discourse. In addition to being substantively true,
And she has a right to free speech and freedom of expression, but okay.
Well, she got a Dear Ramona letter from the SEIU brass. Diane Palmer is the president of this local 73 of SEIU. Violation of Article 20 of the bylaws, violation, with all these various sections and so on and so forth. I guess we'll get into. It's the violation is of the sort. For example, no member shall discriminate or advocate discrimination against any other member on the basis of race, creed, color. I mean, those comments are not discriminatory in nature; they're policy in nature. But therein lies the rub. And our conversation with Ramona Bonilla-Anaiel, who joins us now. Ramona, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you so much.
So have I properly sort of summarized the case against you?
You said everything right on point.
Look at you.
That's what I do. All right, so Ramona, give us some color here. How this all went down. I mean, it's not like you're a newbie. You're on the executive board. You've been around for a couple of decades. You're in CPS, so it's not like you just came to these views. Probably not the first time you've expressed these views. So why are they coming after you now?
Okay, so let me tell you what happened. I've been in Chicago Public Schools now for 19 years. The principal had called me on January 26th to the office because he had some concerns because of my social media. He said, I know it's your First Amendment and your civil rights, but I have some concerns because it was brought up to my attention. I said, okay, and I wanted to talk to you about the protocol. I'm like, okay, what protocol? And then he continued to say, well, if any agents come here to the school or anybody from the government come here, you're not supposed to give information or anything because it's a violation of privacy and confidentiality and all this stuff. And I said, okay, I know that. And then I said, well, first of all, I'm not administration. Second of all, I'm not security. Third of all, I'm the SECA, which is Special Education Classroom Assistant. I work with the children in the classroom, so there's no way I'm going to open the doors, and there's no way I'm going to let anybody in without any permission because I'm not administration. So ever since then, that he's the only one that knew about that. All of a sudden, Diane Palmer sends me a letter that I'm discriminatory, racist, homophobic, transphobic, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And then I put two and two together. The principal must have sent her this information, and she's now saying all this stuff about me when I don't have anything against anybody. I'm not racist. I'm not any of that. I work with so many different people, so many different children, and I never had any problem in 19 years. They gave me an evaluation. I always got a 3 or 4, and they gave me an evaluation, a mid-evaluation of a 2.2 because they want to get rid of me because they think I'm going to get information and give it out to ICE or whatever they're thinking. So Diane Palmy sends me this with all these pictures and all my comments on there. So they could determine my pathway of getting rid of me. They've been trying to get rid of me since 2017, since the beginning of the bargaining, when I was in the bargaining table, and I didn't agree to some of the stuff that they wanted to do. So they wanted me out of there since 2017. This board that's sitting there and some that are not, they're new, but that are there, they want me out. And since they know I'm the Republican committee woman, and I'm against a lot of things that they're saying and they're doing. So they want me out of there. They want me out of that seat so they can take me out of school and the union.
But you're on the executive board, as you said, and you were on the collective bargaining team. But you're elected by the members, right?
Yes, three consecutive terms, and I campaigned for Diane Palmer. I did everything for Diane Palmer. So if I was racist, why would I campaign for Diane Palmer?
Or even more to the point, what does Diane Palmer say about being supported by a racist now? That's how she's terming you.
Well, let me tell you something. I tried to reach out to her so we could talk and let her know. She didn't answer my phone calls. She didn't want to talk to me. She's not talking to me. Now she called each and every board member to talk about the issue to try to take me out of my seat because some of them have already told me. And she has been the bargaining team. We have a chat, and in that chat they have all kinds of stuff. They like censor me, like they don't answer me, they don't talk to me. I chat like before, they will answer me and stuff like that. And you should see the stuff that they put on there about Donald Trump. They even posted
I'd love to.
Comments.
Maybe they can include me like Walls included Jeffrey Goldberg in their chat room.
That'd be fun.
And this chat, one of the board members, she put it on her TikTok that her favorite monkey is Donald Trump, and then they have Donald Trump as a monkey. But isn't this racist? But she's a board member.
Dumb.
And then we have her chief of staff. Mm-hmm. Then we have her chief of staff that's a socialist. Her chief of staff is a socialist, and you should see all his posts gathering all the members, organized and promoting crime because he was promoting Tesla. I can send you all this information. Tesla organization, and they just got so much hate crime on their signs and stuff like that. And this is her chief of staff. And you're
Right.
telling me, that I'm racist and I'm all the stuff that she's calling me.
Well, we all know what's
It's all
going on here
I'm
because
Republican.
yeah, because that's the bottom line because of your political beliefs, and they have a right to free speech, but you don't because you don't align with what they believe in. I've been there, sister.
Correct.
It sucks. So how are you protecting yourself? How are you fighting back?
I've been trying to reach out to these lawyers, the GOP lawyers. Nobody's really want to get into this. I don't know why, but this is important. Nobody has been helping me. I have a lawyer, Frank Avila, is the one that's supposed to be representing me, but he's not answering my emails. He's not answering my texts. And then I have to get a hold of Abbasi to get a hold of him. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, I really need help. I really need help, and I don't want to leave this alone. I want to expose these people. These people are nothing but liars. I will defend the members of work. I've been doing that for the past 19 years, helping members. I mean, you should see these members are getting fired. They're not getting represented correctly. I'm telling you, I am proof. I am there. I have to fight. And then they want to get me for unprofessionalism because I call these managers and supervisors out and tell them, you're harassing our members. You're harassing our people. And they're saying that I am out of control or I'm unprofessional. That's what they're trying to get me on.
Boy, SEIU brass calling someone unprofessional. Boy, we talk about living in glass houses. By the way, is that Cretan Jerry Morrison's not there anymore, is he? You must have been there when he was there.
I don't think he's there.
Yeah. It sounds like they got a new Jerry Morrison. The way you're describing Diane Palmer's
Yes,
chief of staff.
Chief of staff.
Mm-hmm. I might be able to help you with a lawyer. We'll talk about that offline. But
Thank you so much.
What kind of response from you were elected by the members? This is an important note. What kind of response are you getting from the members now that this is circulating?
Okay, let me get some of the from my thing. One member. Let me go to my text messages.
I mean, you could just sort of characterize it. We don't need it verbatim necessarily.
Okay. One member said that that's wrong what they're doing to me, and he says, good luck. There's several of custodians that will be there in the hearing. I told them to please come and tell their stories because they're still not being heard. They're still being harassed. Some of them are going on Saturday. There's a custodian that was harassed by a principal. Assistant principal. She's no longer there, and he's still on a leave. He's still on a grievance. They still haven't done nothing for him. He's still sitting at home. Thank God he's getting paid. But I fought for him also. I fought for him like crazy. Others are like, they're saying that this is ridiculous what she's doing to me.
What is the disciplinary action? I mean, I think we've characterized the disciplinary action you're facing, the accusation, but what is the potential punishment that could be imposed upon you by the union?
Well, I can't say her name, but she used to work and she was fired, or she quit because she said she was quit, but she was going to get fired by Diane Palmer. And she told me that what they're really looking for is to get me off my seat and get me out of the board. And once they get me out of the board, then CPS could proceed in firing me.
Okay. And I mean, when you have these internal disciplinary actions, aren't you supposed to get representation for this process from within the union? You know, that lawyers they have on retainer, that sort of thing.
She never explained. Nobody has to explain anything. They're not talking to me. Diane Palmer's not answering her calls. Nobody in the union is answering my calls. I tried to talk to Tremaine Reeves. He's director. He says he can't talk to me about the situation, that he could talk to me about the members and me as a steward, going back and forth with him. But on behalf of this, he can't because he's also on the board. So I really don't know the process. And I'm like going crazy. And thank God that person that is giving me advice on how to go about all this, even the secretary that used to work for Diane Palmer, she quit because she says that she couldn't work with Diane because Diane Palmer wouldn't give her receipts and information that she needed, and she was scared that something might happen and go down, and she wasn't going to get blamed for it, so she quit. And she's been through like 4 or 5, maybe 6. I'm not sure. I lost count of secretaries coming in and out of that office for Diane Palmer.
So, I mean, you talked about the other person that was that essentially Diane Palmer moved on and got fired. I mean, is it your sense that there is a political purge going on in SEIU to get rid of anybody who is an outspoken Republican?
Yes, or not Republican, but anybody that is outspoken and it doesn't align to her agenda. So whoever doesn't align to her agenda, she gets rid of them, fire them, or like me, trying to get me out of my seat. So that's exactly what's happening. And it's a shame because I campaigned for this woman for 3 consecutive terms, and this is what I get from her.
Ramona Bonilla-Anaiel, she's a chief union steward, Chicago Public Schools, bargaining team member, and 3-term elected executive board member of SEIU Local 73, and also the elected GOP committee woman for the 31st Ward. Ramona Bonilla-Anaiel, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate you telling your story, and we'll stay in touch with you here as this as your fight continues. But appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for hearing my story. Thank you so much, and I hope that I get help because we have to expose these people.
Yep, and stay strong. Don't let the turkeys get you down. That's for sure. It's no way to live. And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Whew, that sure was money, Lisa. Hey, speaking of, did you ever figure out what to do with your parents' old coin collection?
Not yet. I need a reputable dealer to appraise them. I have no clue what they're worth.
I just finished working on my dad's estate collections. I took it all to Fox Valley Coins. Their customer service was the best. Plus, they're super honest and reputable, but most importantly, experienced. They'll give you the best prices.
Really? They handle estate collections?
Absolutely. Buying, selling, appraising, they do it all. It was quick and simple, and we maintained our privacy. Fox Valley